I'm putting this in because this is a warning to all of you photosensitive viewers out there. For you who have photosensitivity or epileptic seizures due to flashing lights, probably shouldn't watch this review because there were some clips in here that have lots of flashing lights. So you have been forewarned. On with the rest of the review.
Hey son, what are you doing there?
It's here! The month of Halloween horror begins now.
Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey!
And if you haven't guessed, which we'll tell you again here in the opening, it's time, once again, for the month of Halloween horror.
It's
time,
your
president and your VP, and we're covering this time
Poltergeist.
Now, why is it Poltergeist, guys, and not Paranormal Activity?
Well, that reasoning will be coming up in a future video.
Yeah.
Because Amazon Prime are D-bags. That's all I have to say about that.
Because, full disclosure, it was going to be Paranormal Activity because we were just going to be able to watch it on Amazon Prime. But no, that wasn't the case. Instead, now we have to rent it. So,
yep.
We'll be discussing that one more in an upcoming video, though. So stay tuned for our thoughts and opinions regarding that, because it's going to be a good one, guys.
Yep. Also, for all you people that are just watching this channel, head over to the gaming channel where today, well, actually, it might be tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow when this video is uploaded, but today is going to be which will be yesterday. It's weird. I'm sorry, guys. Yesterday, it would be the live stream for The Quarry. Go check it out.
Yeah. And also, guys, check out our first time experiencing and playing the Ghostbusters PS3 game. So that should be a lot of fun as well.
Which will also be yesterday.
It'll also be on the other channel as well. So, first and foremost, this movie was directed by Tobe Hooper,
which you may know as the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And it was developed as a story idea by and produced by Mr. Steven Spielberg. Now,
yeah, he wrote
full disclosure on this as well, guys, for those of you who may not know, is that this movie, Poltergeist, I'm sure you don't even know this, but I found it out through some little info here, that Poltergeist was supposed to be a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, yeah, that's the Steven Spielberg directed Alien film.
Yes, it was supposed to be a sequel, but he could not do the movie because he was contractually obligated at the time to do E.T. So they brought Tobe Hooper in. Now, Tobe, unfortunately, did not want to do a sci-fi movie, so they fleshed out a ghost story instead, and the end result was Poltergeist. Okay, so the movie stars Craig T. Nelson, Jo Beth Williams, and Beatrice Straight.
Those are the three big actors.
Yes, that would be basically your mother, your father, and the little blonde girl in the movie.
Yeah.
It was made for $10.7 million and made $121.7 million worldwide.
Wow.
Currently, for those of you who care about it, it currently has an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't agree with that. I think it should be higher. Like, if I were to give it a rating in Rotten Tomatoes standards, I think it should be like a 95, 96%, because Poltergeist is just a straight up horror masterpiece. I mean, come on. It's Poltergeist. Who doesn't know the lines in Poltergeist? They're here.
Which we had referenced earlier at the beginning of this. So, guys, first and foremost, they kind of get to that something creepy is going on from the very get-go.
Yeah, there's a lot of
this.
foreshadowing in this film.
There's a lot of things that happen to set
I'll
up
be back. I gotta
future
grab a drink.
details. First and foremost is that the little girl, she notices that something just is not quite right from the very get-go. It's the story of a family of 5, the mother, the father, 2 daughters, and a little boy, and the unforeseen events that happen throughout the movie. First thing I would like to talk about is the creepy tree that just happens to be outside of the little boy's bedroom.
Yeah.
It has the appearance of like a man's face on the tree, and that is to really set up things as they are to occur.
Yeah, also this film, there's a lot of foreshadowing that goes on in it. Like, there's the whole, like, in the film, the tree serves as is a foreshadow to an event that is going to come.
There's the clown.
The clown is also foreshadowing something as well.
So, things start to happen, and we get the signs that things aren't quite right. There's a dead parakeet, for instance, one of the signs of a haunting, or in this case, they call it a poltergeist, because in this movie, they explain that a poltergeist is basically a brief supernatural haunting and not a full-fledged haunting, because they explain in this movie that a haunting is a supernatural occurrence involving ghosts or ghostly activity that occurs over several years, thus considered to be a haunting. Whereas a poltergeist in this movie, which is not completely true, because poltergeists are often known as like vengeful spirits in the supernatural world.
Yeah, poltergeists aren't actually what they say they are in the movie, because Steven Spielberg apparently was taking some drugs when he wrote this. I'm not that's
sure.
A joke. That's a joke. That is a joke. Please don't hate it. Steven Spielberg, I love you. Some of my favorite movies are by you.
He might have, though. I mean, you never know. It was the 80s.
Yeah. So, no, I'm saying that a poltergeist is generally in the supernatural world a vengeful spirit who will not rest until they get their revenge.
Because as it turns out, that's exactly what's happening here, is that there's a vengeful spirit.
But they start off with small they start off with small scares, moving stuff around and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then eventually, over time, it will ramp it up.
Yeah, and that's sort of what happens here, guys. Like I said, we've got the dead parakeet. You've got the little girl talking to the staticky TV. She says the famous line,
which will play right. Here.
Okay.
We don't have the green screen up.
So there's a lot of different things that happen. As we said, they believe at first that it's an earthquake, because the house is all shaking around and whatnot, and it's clearly the evidence of the supernatural activity. The father, played by the iconic Craig T. Nelson. Those of you who know, not just for Poltergeist, but also for a little sitcom called Coach. How many of y'all remember it? Let me know.
Can I mention something? So as we're talking about this, there's this really cool scene that I want to talk about. It's actually really good, because it's like the mother, she like drops a steak, I think it is. She goes to pick it up, and then the very next moment, there's these there's these chairs that are stacked on top of each other in a pyramid shape, and the little girl's just standing there all innocently. She's like, "Did you do this?"
Then then there's also the little girl scoot scene where they just like let go of her in the kitchen, and she slides across the kitchen floor. These are all just things, like I said. And that, of course, the house was shaking about. And so he goes to his neighbor's house, right? the dad. He's like, "Hey, did you see anything?" And the guy's like, "No, nothing happened to me at all. Period." And there's also the fact that most of this takes place during like thunderstorms and whatnot, so they've got that going on as well. And it all kind of leads up. I know we're skipping over a lot of it, and it's relatively spoiler free this time around because, guys, you probably have already seen it,
Yeah.
so we don't really have to go into everything.
But let's talk about that tree scene for a bit, because there's something I want to point out, because it's like the tree tries to eat the boy. By the way,
Yeah.
PG, gotta love it, right?
But that is just a diversionary tactic for the clown attack.
Yeah, no, the tree tries to eat the boy because the spirit, the main antagonist of the film,
The beast,
actually takes the little girl, which is his real prize. And I thought, that's very clever, Poltergeist.
So,
and then also, there's a freaking tornado that happens in freaking California.
So the mom goes into like hell basically to get their daughter back, and she's all covered with like red jello looking goop, and they're both not breathing. Now apparently the father seemingly has telepathic abilities to
like,
be able to make people breathe on their own, because he just says breathe, breathe, breathe over and over.
Breathe, damn it, breathe.
And then magically they just start breathing again.
Yep, totally logical.
But and you think that that's the climax. They got the girl back. They're safe. They're sound. Haha. No. There's actually 20 more minutes left.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second, this seems to be their happy ending. Nope. Because they're all getting ready to go to sleep because they're moving out of the house the very next day. Because, I mean, if your house is haunted by a poltergeist, of course you would want to get the heck out of there as soon as possible. You know what I mean? GTFO.
Right.
But, so, then it starts again. The clown, that stupid clown, attacks the little boy, pulls him under his bed. Then like, there's, like, this stupid, like, goo thing coming out of the door from the children's bedroom. Then the mother is kind of, like, pushed up into the air and stuff.
Now, so they managed to be able to escape,
and it turns out,
unfortunately, their house kind of collapses in on itself and is sucked down.
Yeah, it turns out that the whole reason why that their house was even haunted in the first place was because of the fact that their house was built on top of a burial ground that was improperly replaced, because the graves are still there, but yet they didn't take the precautions to move the graves, because they moved the gravestones but not the grave sites.
Kind of reminds me of the scene toward the end of Warlock that we covered. Go back and watch that if you guys haven't, or Warlock review. But it kind of reminds me of the ending of that and how their graves weren't consecrated and they had been moved.
Yeah.
And all of that. So yeah, guys, as far as the plots go for the two that remained in the trilogy, it kind of goes off the rails. We won't really get into it right here. But if you guys want us to do Poltergeist 2 and 3, let us know.
I want to say,
check them out.
The Beast is freaking terrifying. Yo, that thing is terrifying in this film.
Yeah.
And it's all practical effects, baby, at its finest.
Yep, 1980s green screen and practical effects, babe.
Yep.
PG at its finest.
Because
you had movies like that.
So there's a scene in the film that I'm surprised even got away with the PG rating, but again, it's 1980s PG. It doesn't stand.
Me too. Because
it doesn't stand for practically G. But there's one part in the film that I'm surprised they even got away with, and it was the fact that this guy's face was literally peeling and melting off.
Right, and also the fact
I should know, but
Yeah, Bella is very hyper.
I'm just gonna let it play out in all of its glory, guys. YouTube, please don't ban us. Please. Yeah. It's okay. Oh! This got a PG rating, guys.
But there's sugar in it, right?
That they got away with, shall we say, using a particular substance that a lot of people do when they're in college and whatnot.
Yeah. This film is just straight up great, guys. There's
Of course,
there's no other rating for it but a 5 out of 5.
Oh, definitely.
What about you?
Same. It's definitely a 5 out of 5, guys. It's, it has made the list. It's won countless awards. It's considered one of the scariest movies of all time. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
But it is considered one of those, and it's especially the clown scene.
Oh yeah.
The clown scene gets people every time. What can we say about it? But it was beautifully written. It was beautifully acted. Everybody did a great job. The practical effects were top notch. Of course, when you have a top notch director and producer behind the film, such as we had with this, and the glory that was 1980 cinema, Poltergeist definitely stands above the pack of a great decade for film in general.
Yeah. Also, Poltergeist came out the same month and almost the same weekend as another Steven Spielberg film, E.T.
And of course, we should also mention that Poltergeist as a whole was the eighth most grossing movie of that year. Yeah, eighth highest grossing movie of that year. So,
well, we already know who took the top at
and when you figure it in with a budget of only $10 million, that they were able to do all of that. And so yeah, guys, there's nothing else left to say, and except, of course, that is, if you have seen Poltergeist 1982 and you believe that it is the worst ghost film of all time, well, did you even see
Clearly, you've never seen Paranormal Activity,
which we're getting to, unfortunately.
Clearly, you've never seen any other ghost film except for Poltergeist. Clearly, you've never seen the other sequels.
Okay, I think that's enough now. Anyways, guys, that's it for now as far as this one goes. Of course, stay tuned as we do have Paranormal Activity. We've got all the rest that we mentioned in our schedule video coming up for the rest of the month, of course. Yeah. And also, guys, as always, don't forget to check out the gaming channel where we've got the Quarry. He's also still got some of The Last of Us, I do believe. I've still got Red Dead Redemption. Lots and lots of stuff, trying to get it all done at once.
Last of Us is going to be postponed for the entire month of October, so that way I can focus solely on the Quarry and getting all of that out.
And that's probably what I'm doing with RDR too, so we can still do the first time playing of the Ghostbusters, because it does align with our supernatural element for this month. So, and of course, guys, you guys may have noticed, those that have been paying attention, that we switched out the green screen because now we got the poster back up because it is the month of Halloween horror. So celebrate with us and continue with us as we roll through the month.
As next time, it will be Evil Dead.
Oh, I guess we're skipping Paranormal Activity for the moment.
We don't. Wait, actually, we have to buy Evil Dead. You know what? Next one will be a Paranormal Activity or Evil Dead whenever we have enough money to buy.
Yeah.
Buy them.
It'll probably be a week from now, guys. But yeah, definitely check them out. And we'll see you next time. And of course, there's only one thing left to say. And that is...
peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye! JK, they're going to be coming really soon. Also, they'll come out whenever we have time.